Webster University, Thailand. We're actually at our Bangkok campus, our state-of-the-art Cisco room when we're not backing over any wires or things like that. So we're very happy to have you here today. And I can't think of anything more important than a peace and conflict resolution conference. And we really did appreciate it. I hope you guys had the opportunity to hear Dimitri, a very interesting talk. And I can see that he's still in the room on nuclear devices and the capabilities of what we can do with those, either through peace, hopefully through peace, and or how to resolve some of that conflict that comes from the non-peaceful usages of those devices. Of course, I think many of you know, particularly with your backgrounds, although we have varied backgrounds here today, varied disciplines. Not only do we have MAIR and BAR students, but we have some business students. And we also have some psychology, also speakers. And so I really do think that this is one of those things that all of us can speak about when you get into conflict and peace resolution. In addition, keep in mind too that beyond the speakers that we'll have here today, I think Dimitri will also join us. And so not only after the individual sessions, but once we actually do, we'll do a panel at the end that'll also answer many of your questions today. As, again, with many of your backgrounds you probably are aware of, but of course, not only is this something important here at this conference today, but most disciplines, and I know, yes, and Dimitri said he's happy to answer questions based upon the chat. And again, you guys can utilize the chat at any time too, we encourage that. But I think many of you know, regardless of the discipline you're in, or if you don't, the UN, the United Nations, very much places a lot of focus on the Sustainable Development Goals nowadays. And so their vision of those being operationalized by 2030, and of course, conflict and peace are ultimately at the heart of those, as are a number of other values that would lead to conflict and peace. And of course, equity, you know, making sure sustainability overall, making sure that people have water and resources, because ultimately, if you don't have those very basic survival infrastructure in your countries, that leads to a lot of the stuff that we'll talk about today. And so I really encourage, if you guys haven't, to take a look at those UN Sustainability Development Goals. And also just briefly, as I know that Vladimir did a good job of introducing what this conference is about already, and also the Tomorrow People. Just wanted to take the opportunity to tell you guys a little bit about Webster University, Thailand. In case you guys didn't know, my name is Dr. Eric Click. I am the Deputy Academic Director here at Webster University, Thailand. I also run our MBA program, but my background is also very intersectorial, including in the past running things like public affairs programs, public administration programs. I also have a nonprofit background too. And so I think it's very important, regardless of discipline or sector, again, that we talk about these sort of issues. But Webster University, Thailand, we have two campuses here. One here is in Bangkok, and the other is in Cham. We have a number of students here from Cham. I'm starting to sweat because we have turned up the AC here in this room, as they claim it's cold because, quote, they are beach people. Good for them. Yes, yes. And so we have two beautiful campuses. Bangkok really is a global city. Bangkok has everything you can think of to be involved in, but at the same time, we're very lucky to have more of our beach campus, which is down in Cham. And so that's a little bit about us here at Webster University, Thailand. Beyond Webster University, Thailand, what makes us unique is we truly are a global campus, and we have campuses in 9 countries. And so what's great about us is relative to either faculty and or students, they have the capability to move beyond Webster University, Thailand into our global network. And of course, that exposes students to many global experiences, including these conversations that we're having today. And so they far transcend just one government or one country or one way of thinking. That opens us up to much more of a global dialogue. And finally, speaking of global dialogue, I'd like to thank the organizers. Of course, Vladimir, this is a very futuristic conference, and I think something that's very important And many of you are saying that you look forward to visiting our beautiful campus. I think Bangkok is beautiful, but you're probably talking more about our Cham campus. You're talking pure beauty, but both campuses are excellent, and they're only about a 2.5 hour, more or less, if you get our van or transportation at the right time. If not, maybe a 4 hour with some of the Bangkok traffic. But we're very lucky here with COVID. We're pretty much one of the few more or less COVID-free countries right now. And so we're still able to enjoy our beautiful campuses. But I'd like to thank the organizers, of course, Vladimir. In addition, I know that we have Mirko, right, oh, there he is, right to the right of me. I thought he had taken off, but he's right here. I'll tell you, you gotta watch Mirko, he's quick, sneaks up on you. So Mirko, we really appreciate Dr. Mirko's help today. I know that also, in addition, Dr. Houston did a good job here of helping to facilitate that, so we really appreciate that. We appreciate all of our professors that are participating today, and I see some of you that are also on the virtual platform, where you've got Jonathan Blaine and a couple of other people. I think Dr. Leslie, he will also be speaking at a later time. And of course, we have Dr. O'Bannon, who's going to be talking today, Dr. Mirko. I believe Dr. Houston coming back today? No, Dr. Houston is tomorrow, and we also have Dr. Manouk, who's in the room. Dr. Manouk, would you like to wave? Yeah, I think you can see his hand, but he is here. We also have behind us Dr. Amanita, who's representative of our psychology department. So again, we have a very diverse amount of people here today. And probably arguably most importantly, and some of our students actually are presenting research, because we do believe that's important. And we hope in the future to continue this collaboration where we can have more professors and more students speak upon the work they're doing. We of course have our students, if you would like, guys that would like to wave. You can't see some of you to the right. Yes, yes. I think they're probably getting so hot they can't even raise their arms at this point. But maybe that's just me. That's just me. The beach people are still cold. It just doesn't make sense.